The following evening, Emma's parents invited us to their home for dinner. I could already sense it would be another tense ordeal, the kind where every word felt like it could tip the balance. But this time, I wasn't walking in defenseless. I carried with me the one thing no one thought I had: proof. We gathered around the table, the air so heavy with unease that even the clinking of silverware seemed too loud. Lily leaned back in her chair and let out a dramatic sigh. Her hand pressed against her stomach like a stage actress reminding the audience of her fabricated condition. Emma's father shifted uncomfortably before finally addressing me. His voice was low but sharp. "Andrew," he said, fixing me with a penetrating stare. "Before we continue, is there anything you want to come clean about? Better to be honest now than pile on more lies later." I didn't flinch. My eyes stayed locked on his. "Yes," I replied, my tone calm and deliberate. "There is something I'd like to say, and I want everyone here to hear it." I reached into my pocket, pulled out my phone, and with a single tap let the evidence speak for itself. Lily's voice poured into the room, her words dripping with venomous pride. "They all bought it. Emma's handling me like I'm fragile glass. Her parents are spoiling me, and Andrew looks like dirt under their shoes. Honestly, this is the sweetest revenge I could have asked for." The silence that followed was deafening. It felt like a grenade had gone off in the middle of that dining room. Emma's mother gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. Her father's face flushed crimson as his fist crashed down on the table, rattling the dishes. And Emma, she turned to her sister, her eyes wide with disbelief, as though she were staring at someone she no longer recognized. Her voice was barely above a whisper. "Lily, you lied. You ruined my marriage. You dragged Andrew through hell. For what? Attention." Lily's smug demeanor dissolved instantly. She stuttered, her confidence evaporating into nothing. I didn't mean. But Emma cut her off, her trembling voice cracking under the weight of fury. Don't you dare. You accused my husband of the worst thing possible. You poisoned our family against him. And you laughed about it." For once, Lily was speechless. Her face drained of color as she shrank into her seat, stripped of the false sympathy she'd bathed in for weeks. In a single moment, the room had shifted. She was no longer the victim. She was the architect of a lie, and everyone finally saw it. Emma turned toward me then, her eyes glistening with tears. "Andrew, I'm so sorry. I should have trusted you. I should have stood by you." Her words cut deep, because after everything, they didn't erase the pain. But in that instant, I felt something I hadn't in weeks: vindication. "Trust," I told her quietly, "is everything. And it has to be earned back." The days that followed were strange, almost surreal. Lily became an outcast, her lies the only thing people remembered about her. She stopped showing up at family dinners. The sympathy that once shielded her had vanished, leaving her isolated in the very ashes she created. Emma, on the other hand, tried tirelessly to repair the wreckage. She apologized again and again, not just in words but in gestures, in effort, in quiet persistence. Slowly, piece by piece, we began to put ourselves back together. The scars didn't fade overnight, and maybe they never truly would. But one thing became undeniable: I was never the villain in this story. The truth had finally spoken, louder than all the accusations. And the sister who had tried to set my world on fire was left alone, staring into the ruins of her own lies.